Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. We are heading off to the supermarkets now, and Aldi to be precise, and it's actually from really a big brewery, and it looks like they've done this beer especially for the supermarket. And what we've got is from Goose Island Beer Company, and we've got a can of their Goose on the Loose India Pale Lager. It's in a 330ml can, coming in at 5%. And if I remember rightly, this was £1.49. As you can see, the Aldi logo on the side. It also mentions them on the back. So it's obviously been brewed for Aldi from Goose Island. The fact that they've actually put their name on it as well would make you think, you would like to think that they're proud of the drink that they've done for them and are quite happy to put their name on it. Whereas I think some of their stuff is brewed by bigger companies, but they do it under a different name. Now, granted, that could be for tax reasons. Maybe they're making it another business by brewing these beers under another name, or maybe they're just too embarrassed to actually put their name on the beers that they're chucking out in there. But anyway, that's a different story. That's just, my opinion. It doesn't mean it's right. I could be totally wrong. Could be totally off the ball. But it just makes you think. Anyway, nice artwork. I do like that. Goose Island glass at the ready, a nice little half pint one. So let's get her cracked open and see what we get. Now, I know a few people have reviewed this. I think Jonathan Brown from Northern Southerner thought it was quite decent. Could be wrong. I could be totally wrong there. Could be wrong, but I think I watched his review, and I hope he's reviewed it. Actually, I wasn't going to look at Wally, and I think he thought it was all right. So hopefully it will be. I was going somewhere, but I waffled on so much. Don't know where I'm going with it. But yeah, that's where I was going with this. Idea I had in my head. I'd seen it around loads in Aldi's, and I kind of looked and gets to the point I just end up seeing something and then just picking it up. Could have done it when it was all the new phase, but not Baz. He's just like, and then when nobody's interested in it, that's when Baz picks it up. Anyway, there we go. Golden colour, I'm going to say. Golden straw colour. Plenty of bubbles coming up from the bottom of the glass. As you can see, we got a pretty compact finger and a half of white head. It's got that darkness to it. I say that golden lager, straw sort of look, golden lager look. I think that darkness will be sort of like almost an IPA kind of look to it. But yeah, looks decent anyway. Talking rubbish. There is a little bit left in the can. I've left a gap so I can give it some of that and we'll have a sniff. So let's go in with the nose. There's not a lot there, but there is a bit there. For me, the initial thing that I was getting, a light hoppy aroma, fruity floral sort of thing. And then sort of in the background, you're getting that sort of typical sort of lager aroma. There's nothing nasty in there, that's for sure. There's nothing nasty in there. Smells okay. So, we'll get the rest in this glass. Now, I haven't got a lot of experience with India Pale Lagers. I think actually maybe the only other one or two I've had was from Aldi. And I think it's one of their own branded things. Was it the 10-4 Brewing or something? I think they've done an India Pale Lager. So yeah, not really sure if I'm a massive fan of them. But we'll give it a try, see what we get. Cheers. You definitely get that feel of a lager in there. I was fully expected to be blown away by an IPA side to this beer, but you definitely get a mixture of the both. I would say maybe more sort of lager, but let's go in again. Get this last bit in. And give her another slurp. Body, typical sort of lager body. It's not too bad. It's certainly not light or wishy-washy. Not the heaviest. There's a bit of weight there when you drink it. Quite busy in the mouth. And again, a typical sort of lager carbonation on it. It's not too massively overdone like some are, but it's certainly not as good as some lagers where they're that little bit lighter and just get it spot on. I think this is just, you know, just over mediums, shall we say, carbonation. But despite that, despite the carbonation, it is quite smooth. It's quite soft to drink. Taste wise, definitely get the maltiness in there. Let me just get rid of that message. Excuse me. Definitely get the maltiness in there. Kind of stuck between sort of cracker and bready sort of feel to it and sort of taste. I think it sort of starts off sort of bready and then goes to a cracker-like sort of thing. Pardon me. Yeah, lager on the initial intake. I think you do get a little bit of a hoppy bite to it then just coming in. A little bit of fruity floral notes. And I'm going to say it tails off after that. I think you get the bready cracker-like maltiness at the start. But I think the IPA side of it, if you like, the hoppiness and the fruitiness come in. And when that tails off, that's really where you sort of get that bready cracker-like finish to it. Little bit sweet. I'm not going to say it's a bitter sort of lager. If anything, it starts off a little bit sweet and tails off to a really, really gentle bitterness. But it's actually quite nice. I think they've balanced it really well. If I remember rightly, the ones that I have had sort of feel a little bit more IPA than lager. Whereas for me, I think they've got it right that you know this is a lager. But what you get is hints of that IPA feel to it. So for me, Goose on the Loose, brewed for Aldi's, India Pale Lager. It's not bad. It's not a bad drink. I mean, it's like I say, 330ml. It's gone down easy. There's nothing that really sort of turns you off about it. You know, it's more lager than anything else, which is good. But a lager's can be quite an uninteresting sort of style. That little bit of a twist on it. Yeah, nothing really wrong with it. Is it worth giving a go? Absolutely. If you want something a little bit more than a lager, just with that little twist, this is worth a try. So, Goose on the Loose, India Pale Lager from Aldi, £1.49 for a 330ml. I recommend giving it a go. If you've had this beer before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. I've waffled on for way too long. Thank you all for watching. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, yada, 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 yada. And I'll see you again soon on another one. Cheers.